So I have to agree with Giselle. She said, you invite us here for this press conference and yet you're not to tell us everything, but you're not saying anything. Like, Karen is just, I don't know. I feel like Karen isn't revealing anything. She isn't asking anything. She's just mainly saying that it's not happening to her. It's happening to her husband. And it's kind of like disrespectful to the marriage for you just to, like, your partner in this union to just be like, oh, well, it's happening to him. It's not happening to me. Well, you're married. So there are going to be some things that will affect you. Now, somebody in the comment section did say, being as though Karen and Black Bill Gates are married, how is his financial woes not her issue? The issue is, his financial woes are with a business that he has with other partners. So if it was a business that Karen was a part of, if it is a business that Karen came into or was inherited into, it's a totally different story. Now, if he had this business before they were together, if anything happens, she will not be affected by it. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that anybody who will be in trouble is going to be Black Bill Gates, his partners, and everybody else within that business. There are certain things that protect spouses, specifically when it's dealing with businesses. Now she has to be careful, because if he's used anything from his own monies or separate from the business, if he's paid anything into the business or used certain perks from the business and intertwined it with, you know, his own personal Black Bill Gates stuff, then she'll be in trouble with that. And the only reason why I know that is because this is LA and it happens all the time. There are a lot of wives who go unscathed because they are not necessarily involved with the husband's business. That's what it is. If Karen is very separate from that and her husband has not used fundings from the business to fund anything with them, if he hasn't mixed in the monies and mixed in relationships throughout his personal life within this business, or they haven't done any company trips and she's been on it and, you know, benefited from the things of the company, if the feds can't find a distinct line from Karen to this business, she's safe. He is not, because it's his business, especially if it was established before he married her. That is why. However, as his wife, you are to be his ride or die, and Karen is not that at all. And it's very disgusting. And also, I know I asked a lot of questions because it's not that I haven't seen this show. Like, I watched the show because I went back to see what I was missing. You know what I mean? And I realized I've watched every episode. I just was not interested. My mom really is like a fan of this show, and so she really knew a lot of stuff. So when I watched it, I was watching it with her, but I just wasn't invested because it seemed very boring to me. This season, however, is very interesting. And I think it's because one of the main cast members is having some real life drama. So that's why I'm into it. But I realized that I watched every episode, but I have not watched any of the reunions because by the time the reunions came around, I didn't care. So that's basically what I'm missing. I'm missing like a reunion tea. But from what I've seen and what I remember, I really don't know what Karen could have done to have the ladies reveling in her real life, like a real life disaster happening for her. Like, I get that she is the grand dame and she's looked down on people and she's been nasty in her confessionals, but I just, from what I've seen of her on this show, I don't think it's enough for the ladies to be elated that she is essentially crumbling before their eyes. Like, I don't know. It just, to me, seems way too heartless. I feel like they're, you know what it is? Like, I feel like they're getting their life way too much with her demise. And Giselle is not a friend. It bothers me when she keeps on saying that Karen is her friend, yet you're doing all these malicious things. You are not even frenemies. You are enemies at this point. And it's sad that she knew her the longest outside of the show because, to be quite honest with you, fake or not, I don't see how their relationship can survive what Giselle is doing on this show to Karen. Even how she's talking about her, not even in the confessionals, in the scenes with other people. I don't know how they can really survive that. I'm interested to see what is going to happen at the reunion as they both watch this play out, because I just don't know where Giselle can say that she is a friend to Karen after everything has just happened. Now, I do agree with her, though, that Karen isn't releasing anything. So why call a press conference if you ain't going to tell nobody nothing? She was really calling a PR conference so that she could just make sure that the ladies know that she's fine. She has money. The only person going down is her husband, and she doesn't care. That's what this was about. Robyn and Giselle are acting like this whole thing was a joke. I'm glad that the other ladies was just like, the t-shirt was too much. It was very low class. It was very tacky. I'm glad that even though Ashley was hurt by Karen in this whole press conference with the things she said about her husband, I'm glad that she was even able to rise out of that hurt and recognize that what Giselle did was just tacky, and Robyn following. It's like, Robyn, you don't have a secure enough situation to be the villain this season, honey. Your life is in shambles, okay? I don't care what the cameras are picking up. We are watching it as viewers, and we are not convinced. So for you to try to move on because all of a sudden Juan is banging you maybe once or twice a week, now you feel like you got the cojones to be a villain this season, sis, you better sit down, because we all know that Juan is never to be trusted. You know what, Karen? You are being so disrespectful to the Black Bill Gates, because like the whole time she's been on these past few episodes, she's talking about how he's burning and he's going down in flames, but she's not. She's safe. She's buying all this stuff and, you know, trying to get her husband on camera to say that she is not involved in the tax drama or whatever. Then Giselle and Robyn go to open the Jeep that she's in or whatever to speak to her. She got her legs cocked open and one leg up on that dude. Like, I don't care what his sexual background is or whatever, or like his sexual I don't care what, if he gay or not, whatever. It's disrespectful. You are a married woman. You know, you have a husband of a certain class who, this is disrespectful. Just how she's acting. And then, like, I guess she wanted to look like, you know, she's a bad batch, but you looked disrespectful. Like, I don't know. I don't know enough about the Black Bill Gates, but what I do know is that he's been a good husband to her. So for her to like really be disrespecting him on this show, it just says a lot about Karen. And I don't think that it's funny to make fun of what she's going through, but that does not take away from the fact that she seems to be a terrible person. Candiace and Chris, I don't know what this story is, because Candiace is talking about how she was like a wealthy kid or whatever. And then she's talking about how she was a hostess. And that's where she met Chris. And then she was saying that when she met him, he was like this established, like, wealthy guy. And then she's talking about she pushed him to be where he is now, to own his business. Like, something isn't matching up. I feel like maybe the story she's telling in scenes is not the same story that she's telling in confessionals, because something isn't matching up. Like, was he established before y'all met, or did you make him established? And you are like this wealthy Black person, but you're a hostess. And maybe I'm just going off of the wealthy Black people that I know, but they don't start off as hostess. You know what I mean? Like, if you got a well-connected family, you're not a host at a restaurant. You know what I mean? You're an intern at like a Fortune 500 company. So I'm not understanding what's going on here. The story is not making sense. And then she keeps on talking about how we come from two totally different backgrounds. I come from money. He doesn't, but like, what kind of money don't he come from? Like, is he trailer? Is he like white boy hood? Like, what's going on? That she's not giving us the full tea, and maybe that's because we're going to get it later in the season and it's going to be some mess. I don't know what it is, but the story ain't matching up. Something in the water ain't clean. Like, if you came from money and he didn't have money, you pushed him to get did you invest in him? Are you taking care of him? Are you a black sugar mama to this white boy from the hood? What the hell is going on? Oh, honey, Chris told you he not talking to his mama because she called you a heifer, but please believe he talking to that mother every day. He taking care of that mother. Ladies, you will never be able to come in between a man and his mother, ever. Don't try it. Not saying that I've ever tried. The mothers always love me for some reason. I know why. I'm amazing. But I'm just like, real talk, you'll never be able to break that bond, ever. Leave it alone. If she don't know how to respect you, I totally understand you trying to work that out, work it with your man, but I'm just saying, you can't make him choose. You can't make him choose, and that is a relationship. You got to compromise. You got to give and take. I'm not saying that she got to compromise and have that lady mistreat her, but you can't try to, or at least revel in the fact that you think he not talking to her, because that adds more fuel to the fire, because then the mother could use the receipts of this and be like, you see how happy she is that me and you are in a bad place? You see how she is elated that you're not talking to your mother and bringing up everything that she's done? It's not, girl, it is not a healthy place to be. Step out of that. Don't even let them producers pull you into that, because at the end of the day, this show will go on and you won't be here. So Chris is that bank that you need to stay attached to. Don't let the Real Housewives of Potomac mess you up, because none of y'all on this show is getting paid them Beverly Hills or Atlanta checks. Stay woke. I love when I watch these housewife shows and I see things that I have, like jewelry. Like, I don't see any of my garments, but I have seen a few, because listen, I'm fabulous. But I have seen a few shirts and some boots that I've had. But I always see my jewelry on these shows. Always. And Candiace is rocking these one chandelier earrings that I have. I've seen a few of my earrings on Beverly Hills. Erica Jane had my earrings on once. They weren't expensive. They were like these. I got them from ASOS. And yeah, she had these like bedazzle earrings that I have. Who else has I've seen myself? Definitely seen a lot of my earrings on Atlanta. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, we got the same earrings. Okay. I'm fashion forward. Get into it. Don't let these big titties fool you. A mother can sit in some fashion. Stay woke. Let me get a national commercial. Y'all gonna see a new Nikki. A flyer. Well, Nick, how you got all this money and all this new growth? Something ain't adding up. I mean, I feel like if you got the coinage, this new growth shouldn't be on TV. You know, I'm just like, ooh, I'm trying to watch this scene and I keep on looking at this new growth while you're sitting in front of this massive mansion. And I'm just like, child, coins don't mean nothing. You know what? Karen is annoying, and she's very like high and mighty, and that's a turn off. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really want to really be bothered by somebody like that. Giselle is just nasty. Like, in all of her scenes, it's like she has no loyalty to anybody. She just says the nastiest things about people. Even people who it seems like she's cool with, she doesn't have anything nice to say. And it's really unfortunate to be a person who sits in this place of negativity 24/7. Like, nothing good is happening. Even the stuff that she's talking about is doing very good. It's like she has to lace it with an insult to somebody else. Like, she's talking about a brand and she's talking about how well it's doing. Then she starts insulting other people while talking about her brand. And I'm just like, why is negativity so close to you? Like, why is it so easy for you to lace it in everything, even in the good things? I hope we dive into that, because there's definitely something up with that woman. Now I understand Robyn and Juan's issues in their relationship. I totally forgot that Robyn invested their money with this friend who like took all their money and left them desolate. I totally forgot about that. And I feel like when you're in a relationship and you have a partner that blames you for something and has this resentment towards you, there's not much building you can do until that's addressed and there's some proper healing. So I did say before that I don't think she can trust him. I did also say that I believe that he is playing nice for this job, because it's good PR for him to look like the daddy, you know, and the family guy. I totally do stand behind that. However, her giving him this apology, although I think she's apologized a lot of times before, but to do it on TV and be accountable of it, I think that might change the dynamic in their relationship. And I think that maybe they can get to a good place, because when she mentioned that, I felt like something in him changed, even though he said, well, we're past that. But I felt like it was something that he needed from her. You know what I mean? And I think that maybe they can move on into a better place now that that's acknowledged. I still could be wrong, but I feel like I can see them moving into a healthy, real place in their relationship, because this was acknowledged and it was put on a platform where, I don't know, I just feel like it was acknowledged in front of the world that she made this mistake and she is sorry for not listening to him. Although I do think it's kind of bogus, because I'm just like, you're partners. You're supposed to cover each other at all times. Especially the husband is always supposed to cover the wife. So, I'm not going to give him too much there because I don't think that he's been the ideal husband or the husband that she's needed. And I think that she takes a lot of verbal abuse from him. And I think she's been doing that since they were kids. But that aside, moving on from that, her acknowledging her wrong in that issue that they had with the money and leaving them desolate, I think that could bring about some healing that they need to move forward in a good place in their relationship. I don't know. I just felt like when she acknowledged that, there just seemed like a weight was lifted in that very moment off of him and within that relationship. So this could work. It could work. But we all know Juan loves coochie. Lots of them. I feel like this episode is about partners giving ultimatums on how another partner proceeds with their parent. And it's just a really messy place to be in because Michael giving Ashley an ultimatum, I think it'll work as long as Ashley doesn't have enough money to safely leave him. But I feel like when she got the coin, she's going to be out because there's no way that she's not going to care for her mother. Ashley loves her mom. And for Michael to give her this kind of ultimatum, I feel like, do you no longer want a wife? Because I don't see her doing it, and I do not see her staying in the relationship with him as long as he keeps on pushing this. You have to stay, you got to cut your mom off. It's not going to happen. And I don't know why another partner would ask another partner to leave their parent alone. Even if the parent is toxic, you cannot get involved in that relationship because you don't understand that dynamic. Now, you have a dynamic with your own parent, so you can get that, but you can't try to put limits and really try to direct and just get in between a person's relationship with their parent. It's such a powerful relationship. It's literally how God is explained to humans. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go. That woman held Ashley in her womb. There is no way that you are ever going to tell her to cut her mother off and she will listen to you. If anything, you are securing a soon-to-be ex if you keep on pushing this, Michael. Real talk. Let Ashley get a safe coinage. She's out. Believe that. I like seeing Charisse on this show. I was informed that she's only going to be on as a friend because she's dealing with some marital issues, and I understand not wanting to film that, but I like her on the show. I felt like she was the only one who really came for Karen in a Karen-esque way, you know what I mean? I don't think she ever really got down and dirty, but I felt like she got Karen together on Karen's level. And that's the problem. Maybe that's the issue I'm seeing with the ladies. They're not getting Karen together on her level. They're stooping low, but you gotta, to really get with Karen, you gotta elevate yourself and you really gotta come guns blazing in the right way to really get at her. If you don't, you're just proving your point that you're beneath her. I liked how Charisse would get her together on her level. And I do miss her on the show. I think that she was a very positive light for her to be in a group of women that seemed to me to be consistently negative. And then can we talk about how Robyn was being nasty to Candiace for no reason? She's trying to introduce herself and she's the new girl. And Robyn is just being nasty. She's telling her she's gorgeous. And Robyn is just like, thank you. What? Do you have an issue with her because you got an issue with Monique and their friend? Robyn, you won't get on my nerves this season. Chris was in his 30s last year. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Robyn, you're wrong. I mean, Robyn has been sitting here pissy at Monique over a meme. And then you bring it up at her husband's birthday party? Is it that deep? And I'm so sick of these housewives getting into it with each other over blogs that they are contracted to write about the show. They are encouraged to be snarky and nasty because that brings more people to the blog. It's supposed to be this messy thing. So I'm so sick of them getting upset with each other because you said this to me in your blog about me in your blog, and then you said this about me in your blog. Y'all not contracted to be messy like that in those blogs. Move on to something else that is tangible in this show. The fact that she is pissed off about a meme, and she's probably been sitting in that piss for months and just now decided to bring it up because Monique could feel it. And they also shot back to a scene where Robyn was upset and Monique was just like, I thought we were good and I don't know what's going on. And to find out that it's about a meme, Robyn, you better have a storyline this season. I feel like you are falling into the charade bone carrier, and that's not going to work for you. That's not going to work. If you don't have anything tangible, you going to go. There is not enough here to just really get upset like that with Monique, and that, wait a minute, but it got Monique where she needed to be, because I have never seen her like that. The way she lost it at that party over there. I thought she was going to throw that bottle at Robyn. Then the season would have been on at that point. I kind of believe that Monique don't know nothing about the fan page. I'm not saying that she doesn't know anything because she liked the picture, but you have to realize all of these housewives have several fan pages. I think like they have like an official one, but then there are so many side ones. Like even when I put up my videos, several fan pages are always like commenting on them, and you know like what's really legit, and then you know which one is just like a real fan of the show who just collects, you know, stuff and really posts about a certain person. But it's very easy to see what's legit and what isn't. Now, if this is something that looks legit, then I can understand Robyn feeling some kind of way. But to really hold a grudge, like where it has to be voiced when y'all all do it, I listen. I can understand her feeling some sort of way about the meme. I just don't think it's that big to make a riff with somebody in this season about. Like, it just doesn't seem big enough for me for this to be a storyline, and I'm really hoping that this doesn't become like a Candy and Portia thing where a really minute moment becomes a huge storyline and it doesn't have enough weight to really hold our interest as viewers. You know what? Robyn can talk about everybody else's relationship, but nobody else can say anything about hers. Granted, I feel like Ashley is not the one to be telling Robyn anything about her relationship. I do feel like what she's saying is right, though. I think her delivery is wrong, and I think she's the wrong person to be saying that to Robyn. But like what she was saying, I was just like, yeah, that isn't a life. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, Robyn is suffering in all of it, but she loves that man. Like when, you know, Ashley was talking about Juan, her eyes were getting big, Mother's face was getting red. She loves Juan. So I feel like all of those women need to back off. Robyn's not leaving him. That man is her world. I don't care what happens. She gonna stand beside him. Karen should take notes, okay? This is how you stand by your man. Robyn not going nowhere. She loves Juan. That is it. The ladies need to back off. Although, like I said before, I agree with Ashley. She was the wrong messenger for that. Oh, Candiace, where did you get Michael from? He is giving me Camden, New Jersey, like West Philadelphia, the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, he is giving me like real hood type, not faking it, really lived it, could write Eminem's autobiography because it's the same story for him. Ooh, girl, he gonna be good TV on this show. He gonna be good TV. Yeah. I want to see that family. I want to see his family, and I want to see his family interact with Candiace's family. Yes, bring it. Give me more Michael. I want to see it because I feel like he is going to bring out some stuff, and I feel like these ladies are so buttoned up and tight to have like, and also to have like this like white person be like ghetto on this show. Child, this is some good casting. What are you busy with? What? Like, you keep like, this is the thing. Monique constantly says that she's busy. This show never backs it up with receipts. We never see what she's doing. Every time she says she's busy, it's her spending time with her kids. What? Anyway, that's where it ends. Next week, it looks like it's going to be an emotional episode. And I'm here for it. Like, give us levels, give us balance. This has been an interesting season. It's been way more interesting than the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'll keep on reviewing it because I'm enjoying it. And if you are enjoying my reviews, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And join me here next week for the following episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Thank you for stopping by. Love ya. Bye, guys.